President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi held a phone call with the King of Britain, Charles III. The president extended his condolences to the monarch over the death of Queen Elizabeth II, who served her country and people for 7 decades, as the head of state also wished the king all success and prosperity. For his part, King Charles thanked President al-Sisi for the generous gesture, which reflects the deeply rooted ties between the two friendly nations. Presidential spokesperson Bassam Radi also stated that the talks discussed a number of issues of common concern, on top of which those related to the climate change, in light of the different initiatives sponsored by King Charles and the upcoming COP27 summit due to be hosted by Egypt next November. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi held a meeting with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, Minister of Transportation Kamil El-Wazir, and a number of executives discussing the pace of work in different national mega projects all over Egypt. Here are the details.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met on Saturday with Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, Lieutenant General Kamil El-Wazir, Minister of Transport, Major General Amir Sayyid Ahmed, Presidential Advisor for Urban Planning, and Major General Hisham Al-Suwaifi, Head of the Engineering Authority of the Armed Forces. Presidential spokesperson Ambassador Bassam Radi stated that the meeting dealt with following up on the executive position of a number of projects of the Ministry of Transportation. Al-Wazir reviewed the efforts to develop the railway system all over Egypt in its various aspects, particularly the executive and construction position of the first line of the high-speed electric train network, Al-Ain Al-Sukhna Al-Alamein Marsa Matruh, which extends for a length of 660 kilometers, and 150 companies are working in it with about 100,000 workers in various specialties. In the same context, the minister presented the latest developments in cooperation with the German group Deutsche Bahn to manage and operate the express electric train with its 3 lines, where it's expected to establish a national company under the name of Deutsche Bahn Egypt, in addition to the German group transferring expertise through training and qualification of Egyptian cadres of engineers and technicians. The executive position of establishing the new Bashtir railway station in accordance with the highest international standards was also presented in the meeting. This is going to contribute to improving the services provided to the passengers of Upper Egypt trains, as well as reviewing the ongoing efforts to develop the railway fleet, particularly the new tractors, and modernizing the old ones. Radi added that the Minister of Transportation also reviewed the construction situation of a number of roads and access all over the country, particularly the road network and access between the governorates and cities of the Delta, as well as the international coastal road from Port Said to Saloum. In this context, the President directed the executives with the speed completion of all works in the road network in the Delta during the next year, given its importance and its being arteries of development serving the citizens and people of the surrounding provinces. The ongoing development process of the port system all over Egypt was also presented, especially with regard to the executive position of the projects of the Great Alexandria Port, which includes the Dekhila Port and the Middlemax Port, including the cargo and container yards and the logistics system for the port and sea berths.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received the credentials of 30 new ambassadors: Catherine Norogen Konji, the ambassador of Malawi; Uka Saron, ambassador of Cambodia; Mykola Nahorny, the ambassador of Ukraine; Hassan Ibrahim Musa, ambassador of Ethiopia; Roberto Gerardo Ebert, ambassador of Chile; Sushil Kumar Lamsal, ambassador of Nepal; Ingrid Amer, ambassador of Estonia; Poli Loyano, ambassador of Cyprus; Ivan Yukel, ambassador of the Czech Republic; Ghanem Sakr El Ghanem, ambassador of Kuwait; Sacho Podelsnek, ambassador of Slovenia; Axel Karsten Weibenhorst, ambassador of Australia; Alvaro Eranzo Guterres, ambassador of Kingdom of Spain, as the presidential spokesperson Bassam Radi said that President al-Sisi welcomed the new ambassadors in Cairo, wishing them success in their missions. The president affirmed Egypt's keenness to strengthen the frameworks of mutual relations with their countries at all fronts, stressing the need for continued communication and coordination regarding various regional and international files of common concern. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry will embark on a trip to New York to participate in the high-level meetings of the 77th round of the United Nations General Assembly that will start on Monday. Foreign Ministry spokesman Ahmed Abu Zaid said that Shoukry will hold a number of meetings with the counterparts and the world high-ranking officials beside the bilateral ones, and will attend a number of events including the Munich format meeting to advance the Middle East peace process. Shoukry's agendas also include a ministerial meeting on the importance of water for ensuring food security, a meeting of the ad hoc liaison committee on coordinating world aid to the Palestinian people, and the third on supporting the United Nations Relied and Work Agency for the Palestinian refugees in the Near East, the UNRWA. Abu Zaid added that the agenda will also include a meeting of the 5-member Committee on Yemen and the roundtable event on the regional stability and the high-level Chinese-led dialogue on the Global Development Initiative announced by the Chinese President Xi Jinping last year. He will also attend the meeting of the Group of 77 and China, as well as 2 other meetings with the non-aligned movement member states and the Organization of the Islamic Cooperation. Shoukry will take part in a plenary session commemorating the World Day for the elimination of the nuclear weapons, another for the UN peacekeeping missions, and the third on the climate change, as Egypt prepares to host the upcoming Global Climate Conference, the COP27. The Board of Trustees of the National Dialogue holds the 7th meeting at the National Training Academy headquarters. The General Coordinator of the National Dialogue, Diya Rashwan, said that the Council is due to hold a meeting with the General Rapporteurs and their aides on 3 political, economic and social main axes and to listen to their points of view, in addition to determining the tasks of the Committee's General Rapporteurs among the list of the procedures of the subcommittee sessions that will the Council determine. The Ministry of Interior resumed the activities combating all forms of crime as it released the weekly report, which said that 593 dangerous criminals were arrested, 1 was killed, 973 fire guns were confiscated, and 585,000 rulings were executed on the ground. The report added that the continuous campaigns aimed at arresting the outlaws, combating crimes and corruption in all forms, preserving the public properties and tightening security. In the field of combating drugs, police forces also confiscated different kinds and amounts of drugs and took all the legal procedures toward unlicensed centers for the addiction treatment. In the economic field, a money laundering case was discovered totaling £20 million, as well as 11,087 supply cases and 81,770 cases in stealing electricity current, with the total sums of £74,570,000.